had the honor of hearing Susan last fall, and I thought she would be perfect for today. Susan Carter was born in Saskatchewan, but as she says, I married a foreigner. He, Alan, was from Ontario. Alan and Susan have one daughter, Crystal, and have been married for almost 40 years. Susan has been funny ever since her dad repeated her first joke. Her career as a junior high teacher was a definite breeding ground for jokes. At the age of 40, she decided to share, working with 18-year-old boys at Yuck Yuck's Comedy Club and doing volunteer work with church groups around Fort Saskatchewan and Alberta. That was the beginning of Susan's comedy career. Susan's special events include Ladies' Night, Christmas parties, birthday parties, weddings, and fundraisers. She has worked as a fringe entertainer, MC, and speaker. She was also thrilled to be on the second last taping of the CBC show, Madly Off in All Directions, with the host Lauren Elliott. Now she can add guest speaker at Beta Sigma Phi to her repertoire. It is with great pleasure I give you Susan Carter.
Let's see how far I can go here. Few season. Please take that shake away from me. No more pizza with the extra cheese and my favorite chocolate too. 'Cause losing weight is hard to do. I remember when my pants weren't tight and all my other clothes, they fit just right. Cake and ice cream are now taboo. 'Cause losing weight is hard to do. They say that losing weight is hard to do. And I know that's true. No more poutine for me. Instead of fries and gravy, I'll be munching on some celery. I beg of you, don't make me eat, not a nibble even for a treat. Someday I will be a size 2. But for now, losing weight is hard to do. Down doobie doo down down, my weight ain't going down. So how are your New Year's resolutions going? It's only April, you still have time. I mean, New Year's resolutions come right after that huge eating problem that we have. And that starts at Halloween, doesn't it? Or, like, if you're really organized, you bought all those treats and eaten them well before Halloween. And that's the official start of the eating season in Canada. It goes all the way through Halloween and then Thanksgiving and then pre-Christmas and then Christmas. Have you noticed that? We used to go to all these family functions and my mother would make the pie. And then she presented at the end when you really didn't need anything more. And she would cut a piece of pie and then she'd give it to me and I'd hand it out and then I'd come back and she'd look at me. And then she'd cut a smaller piece of pie. And then the next one was smaller and smaller. Do you see the trend there? By the time I got my piece of pie, it was this big. And I didn't know whether to eat it or snort it. I don't know. And then comes January. That's the time when they start with all those commercials on how to lose weight, right? Okay, so I thought, okay, let's look at them. And I bought some books like an idiot. Okay, there's this diet book. I think if we made it just a little smaller, it would fit into that house over there. Okay, but it was the cheap diet book. I thought, okay, we could go with the cheap diet book. Didn't work. But it was a cheap diet book. And then there's this one. There's this one, the Fiber 35 diet. Look at all the notes I've got in there. Look at that. And it says, Nature's Weight Loss Secret. Yeah, the secret is you have to be 35 for it to actually work. And then there's this other one I thought, wait. The fast diet. I said, oh, I'll go with fast. No, it means don't eat at all. Yeah, okay, you're right if you don't eat at all. It's crazy. I have wasted more money on books, right? Okay, so wait, I'm just going to sneak over here. How much more have I got? Oh, here you go. You got lots. Okay, so then I went with the exercise diet. You know, you can Google everything, right? So I go with the exercise diet and I started looking up. See, the whole theory is whatever it is you're eating, you then just have to exercise it. So I looked up French fries. And you have to walk to Halifax to work on French fries. And then if you decide to go to Johnny's and you get poutine, Newfie poutine, you have to walk to Halifax, then you have to bike to the coast, and then you have to swim. You have to swim to Newfoundland to work off Johnny's poutine. You realize that? Oh, I said, okay, let's get something more reasonable. Let's try an orange. Okay, so if you eat the orange and you peel it, that's the exercise you need to do. And walk and then recycle it, of course. They didn't mention that into the organics. We have the recyclers next door, so I thought I'd throw that one in. And then, hey, I thought, let's check out the donuts. So I look up donuts. Oh, that's Google. So I look up donuts, however those machines go, and there it is, donuts. Here's the exercise you have to do. You have to have sex 6 times to get rid of that donut. It'll take me forever to work off that donut. I don't think I'll have that donut. Okay, I think I'll just move along. So then after I threw out that diet, I decided, well, let's just get a little more reasonable with, the New Year's resolutions. My New Year's resolution this year was buy bigger pants. And so far it's working really well. So are there any pregnant women here? Any wannabes? Any grandmas? Oh, you're all volunteering on that one, yeah. That donut thing isn't working for you either, right? So grandmas. Any grandma wannabes here? Anybody have... Oh, I'm hitting silence right now. Okay, here's the deal. Have you been to a shower lately? A baby shower lately?
Yes.
One person? Oh, 2? Oh, 3? Okay, all right. So you're my go-to people on the baby shower. Okay. So you go to the baby shower, right? And what is the first thing? Oh, well, the first thing they do is you start playing that clothespin game. Have you played the clothespin game? Oh, does everybody know what the clothespin game is? Nod your head, look intelligent, that's all I'm asking. Okay, you played the clothespin game, that's when they put them on your pant leg, and that's why you wear, like, pantyhose, so you don't have to play the game. But anyway, you get those, like, things, and then if you cross your legs, somebody takes your thing. You played that game. Oh, yes, you played that game. So first they get you organized with that, and then the mother-to-be starts opening gifts. And what's the first thing they say when they open the gift and hold it up? Everybody says? Oh. I don't know why. It's a fuzzy bunny suit. Oh, my goodness. It's going to make that baby look fat. What are you thinking, giving them fuzzy bunny suits? Quit giving them fuzzy bunny suits. You want to give them the little teeny tiny bikini, right? Yeah, and then you take the picture and then you use it as blackmail later. Okay. Oh, look at this. You were so skinny then. Look at that. Oh, that's what mothers and grandmothers are supposed to do, make you feel guilty, right? So, hey, you have to be careful. Give the right gifts at baby showers. Nod your head. Look intelligent on that. Now, does anybody know what a baby crawl is? I knew it. I was here to educate you this afternoon. A baby crawl is really big in Western Canada. I'm still trying to find the right spot to stand in so I don't get any feedback. Maybe if I just go like this, it'll be better. Right? So, hey, feedback. So in Alberta, we have what we call baby crawls. They're very big. It's so big they're doing steroid testing on the babies because they don't want anybody to be cheating and actually win the wrong way. So they put the steroids, no, you don't do that. No, you don't put the steroids in their formula, right? No? Okay, so baby crawls, you take them down and you line them up, and you have age categories, it's crazy, and then you line them up, and then the mothers run down to the winning, finish line over there, and they say go. They don't want to startle them with a gun. That's in the States. Okay, so they say, okay, go, and then the mothers are at the other end, and they're saying, come here. Now, here's where the problem lies with baby crawls. And this is big business in Alberta in the malls, okay? So here's, you win Pampers, oh, silly. Okay, the recyclers next door wouldn't like those Pampers. Anyway, so hey, it's a bad thing, those baby crawls. Don't let your grandchildren have babies that go into baby crawls because you know what happens? Baby crawls lead to pub crawls. It's the same thing. The mother at the other end is either waving a bottle or a flash and a boob and the baby runs. That's how you get to the pub crawls. And it's a serious thing, okay? It's rampant. It doesn't hit the news, but I'll tell you, don't let your babies go into baby crawls. Any married people? There's a couple of us, okay? I think, I've been married now. I put a cheater number into the information that you read was. I've been married now for 43 years. 6 months. 3 weeks. 2 days and 5 hours now. Time really flies when you're fighting, doesn't it? Zooming out the door there. We've been married so long we don't actually fight anymore. We just call out a number. And we know what the other one's, calling the number out about. And you know the conclusion. And you know how nobody wins. And then you move on to the next number tomorrow. Okay, so that's what marriage is when you've been married this long, okay? But we're still trying to press the other one's buttons, that is such a fun game, right? Yeah, okay, make them mad. So, hey, here's my husband. He never knows when to shut up. No, he always starts off well. Susan, he says, I really like going out for walks with you. I said, that is so nice. And then he had to finish it. Yes, I like going out for walks with you, he said. You don't stop at fire hydrants. You don't get your leash tangled. And you don't sniff crotches. Nice, I said. Then he went home to visit his relatives in Ontario. And we don't believe in these cell phone things. When the other one's away, who wants to talk to them? I mean, come on, that's what a holiday's all about. So you send them to Ontario to see his relatives. And he's there for 2 weeks, so after the first week is over, you call him up. How are things going? And have you ever talked to somebody on the phone and they have no clue who they're talking to? They're kind of treating you like one of those salespeople on the phone, and they're backing up. And finally he says, to whom am I speaking? You've been listening to this voice for 43 plus odd years and you're still saying, to whom am I speaking? And then of course he never ended it there and said, oh sorry, because sorry doesn't seem to be in his repertoire. So he didn't say that, he just said, oh, I've been speaking to so many women this week. I had a week left of this holiday. I decided to paint the living room. We had this really ugly red brick living room, like real bricks hanging out there. They're really dark. I thought, we should match it to the couch. There's a nice thread of pink in the couch. The whole living room is pink. But some of these games, they backfire on you. He's never left the house since. He won't go away. It's terrible. But we have a successful marriage, I have to tell you. Yeah, you can tell you have a successful marriage when you've sold all the wedding gifts at yard sales. And when he takes you in his arms at night, it's kind of like surround sound. Only heavier. But I know how to drive my husband crazy too, right? Nod your head. Do you want to learn how to drive your husband? Wait. So, carry the remote in my purse, and somewhere in Berwick, there's this guy lying on the couch, going nuts. You can't find it, right? And just before you leave, you change the channel to the home shopping again. I'm going, dear, See, I think marriage is like that survival game they play on TV, It's the ultimate survivor. I'm going to win this one, I'm thinking. So we moved to Nova Scotia. It's lovely. I like the view here. I'm here for the view. I'm here to kind of go out and, have little trips here because I couldn't afford to come here if we lived still out west. So, hey, we moved here. And it's the most amazing thing. People say, why did you move here? And they kind of look at you with that puzzled look on your face. And I said, well, there's no relatives here. I said, why do you not want to? You might have relatives, but I don't have any. It's good for me. The other reason is after being a teacher for so long, you know how it is. You really don't want to encounter one of your former students when they're taking your clothes off in the hospital. You just don't want to do that. Yeah, so, hey, we'd only been here 3 months. And I broke my kneecap. I'm in the hospital. And these giggling girls came in and I said, that's why I moved to Nova Scotia. Okay, so that was my first year of retirement. It was lovely. Broken kneecap that didn't work. And then I went second year of retirement. The doctor broke my kneecap. Oh. That was nice. Third year I thought, well, this is nuts. I've got to get out there and I have to start joining some things, like your group here. I like join some things. And the first thing I joined was the Disease of the Month Club. Really popular around here, the Disease of the Month Club. And hey, you know what? I found out so many things. This is why you have to retire. You need the time to go see doctors on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Because you don't have time when you're actually working, right? Or raising a family or doing whatever it was you did before you retired. So hey, you're the women, you still have to cook. That's part of your day. You take a nap. So you need the rest of the time to go see doctors. And you realize, you know what? You're getting older because you have more doctors on speed dial than friends. And then my 89-year-old dad and I went out for a drive when I was back home, and I said, Dad, that's my elementary school over there. Did they make it into a funeral home? Yes, they did, he said. I'm not going to school anymore, he said. Okay, I said, well, then you know. So I found out I had this lovely disease called Meniere's disease, and everybody had, oh, that's quite the disease. You get really, really dizzy, then you throw up. Now, it was more fun when I was drinking, and it's not so much fun. But I thought, it would be a good thing to do if I was doing a little comedy show and I could just throw up at will on people that sit in the front. It would be hilarious for you at the back, wouldn't it? Yeah, not so much for the people at the front. Then I found out that here at my age, you have to test yourself. There's not enough doctors to go around. You have to test yourself for bowel cancer. Susan, here's this thing in the mail. What? How many pages is there? I don't know. So I thought I could do this. I'm not going to read that instruction book. I'm a teacher. I don't have to read instructions. I know. Okay, so I lay out all the things. Have you done this test? It's so much fun. Oh, yes. You lay out all the things, and there's tissue paper. Ooh, looks a little flimsy. It cannot touch the water in the bowl. Oh, okay, so I take the lid and I put the tissue paper right there. Put the lid down, and I back up. Beep, beep, beep. I've got the hazmat suit on. It's kind of like awkward, but hey, like I settle in, and you're sitting there contemplating nature, reading magazines, trying to make things roll along, you know, the usual. And then you start thinking, I hope it's not explosive. I can only hope for the best. Okay, you're done. And then you take the stick. They provide you with a stick. And you have to kind of like look at, okay, so like you hold the envelope that you got to put it in, and you're trying to hold your nose at the same time, and I get it on the stick, and it has to be the same size as a pea, and it's not big enough, it's not all good enough. And you put it in the envelope, and you say, do I have to lick the envelope? Oh, good, you just peel it off. Don't squish it. Okay, so then maybe you reference into the book again and say, oh, I gotta do it again tomorrow. So then you're kind of ready for tomorrow and everything, and then you gotta mail it. Don't freeze it. My birthday's in February. Oh, so I have to go. We're living in Aylesford at the time. I take this envelope. Wait, let me show you what the envelope looks like. Okay, wait, just in case you haven't had this test. Wait. There's a new one. This is the envelope. Like, who could miss this color? So you go in, and you go up to the counter, and you hope that everybody's busy today. And you go in there, and you have your envelope, and you're just going to kind of sneak it in there. But the lady's standing there with nothing else to do. But look at your envelope. Look at you. Look at your envelope. Look at you. And you don't know what to say. You're smiling, and you know she knows your name because you just moved in, and she knows everything about you. She's the lady at the post office. So finally you say, I finally got my shit together. And then you leave really fast. Yeah, okay. But now, okay, that was just the first version of this. Okay, then this year, they've got new instructions. And in the instructions it says, don't use that tissue paper, use a plate. Would that be the fine china plate? Ew. I'm thinking, I don't think so. I was telling my friends in Saskatchewan about this, and they said, Susan, did you know that in Saskatchewan, if you have to take the colonoscopy, which I had to take this colonoscopy at one point in time, beautiful colon, they said, why are you here? I said, I don't know. I apparently didn't do the test right. Anyway, so hey, in Saskatchewan they send you a picture. What do you do with the picture? Show the children? Do you put it in your photo album and say, look, this is me when I was seeing the doctor? I see all of you sitting there going, what are they doing in Saskatchewan? I'm saying, I don't know. It's crazy, that test. So I decided I am getting older. I'm having to take these tests all the time. So I think maybe I'll just go down and I'll get fit. Yep, I'm going to the pool. And I get dressed, I'm going out there. I'm older, I don't care about my body, but I notice everybody else in the pool. I say to the young whippersnapper there, I said, how come everybody's wearing a black bathing suit? Is it the uniform or the fashion? No, he said, they're all in mourning for their bodies. I myself was wearing my purple bathing suit, the one that matches my legs. So, I don't know about you, but I find young men still stare at me. And I always say the same thing to them. Aren't you a little old to be in the change room with your mom? Don't. And then I go in the pool and I realize that all of us women the same age, we're all doing the side stroke. And I'm thinking, why are we doing the side stroke? Oh, I figured it out. Keep our purses dry. And then I found out, you know what, I'm not really getting much fit when I go in the pool and talk to everybody there. I think, well, maybe I should do something else. Then I think, well, maybe I'll just get plastic surgery. You know, I could do a little work here, whatever. So plastic surgery came to mind, and then I started worrying. I said, you know, what happens if I get high tide at full moon after they put that saline solution in my bra? I really started worrying because this is Nova Scotia. We have 60-foot tides. So I gave that notion up too. I worry about the weirdest things, you know. I worry about global warming. And when I realized I know why we have global warming, I figured it out. It's all us ladies are having hot flushes at the same time. Temperature goes up, yeah, that's it. I start to solve some of the mysteries of the world now that I have free time. Right? Okay, so then I decided maybe since I'm retired, I should do what retired people do, and that's go on holiday. I decided to renew my passport. Have you done that job? I went down and I said, I'd like to renew my passport. Have you got the form filled in? No. Can I get a form from you? Oh no, you have to get that online. Oh. Have you got your photograph? No. Can you take the photograph here? I said, no, you got to go to Walmart and get your photograph. Oh, good. Okay, so I go home and I find a form online and I fill it up. It takes 3-4 hours and I get my picture taken and smiling, and then I go in, and then my girlfriend said, you got to be careful about your photograph because, you know, it has to fit the hole. It has to fit the hole. Yeah, she said my head was too big, and I looked at her head and I said, yeah. Your head is kind of big. I didn't say it out loud, though. That's not right. So then I go down and I say, here's my stuff. I got everything. Yeah, here it is. Oh, that's not the right form. What do you mean? Well, you haven't had a passport for a few years now. You've probably turned into a terrorist. So you have to fill out this form. I do? Yes, this is much longer. Oh, and I kind of looked defeated, and the girl felt sorry for me, so she gave me a new form to fill out. It's nice. Many more pages. She photocopied it herself. So she gave it to me. I went home, I filled that all out, went back, and she looked at the paper. She looked at me and she said, this paper is too dark. You gave it to me, I said. Oh, well then it's okay. She said, all right, okay, so we got that done. And then she looked at my photograph and I had my neighbor fill it out with the non-smudge proof pen, right? And then I took that in and she says, oh, we can't take this. What do you mean you can't take that? You use purple pen. What? Can't we photocopy it? It'll be black when you photo. No, it's purple. Right there, it's purple. Terrorists use purple pen. I did not know that. So I went home. I had to find her. Had to fill out. Luckily, I got 2 pictures, and I had that filled in. Holy smokes! And then you get in there and you finally have everything right, and they say, do you want 5 years or 10 years? Now, this is what you have to think about. If I only take the 5-year thing, then I'll at least know what I have to do to get it renewed again for the next, 5. But if I take the whole 10, I will have forgotten all the troubles I went through to get the first one, okay? So my dad said, should I get my passport renewed? He's 89. I said, no. Never mind, Dad. You're not going anywhere. Come to Nova Scotia. It's lovely here. Okay, so yeah, I did. Okay. I joined the choir. Anybody singing choirs here? Okay, I'll tell you about that too. You go join the choir and the first thing you say is, our job is to sing at funerals. Oh, I don't know anybody. That's that's okay. You come for lunch, they said. Okay, so I'm at a funeral. Have you been at funerals? Oh, this is terrible. And you don't know anybody, and you're sitting there, and you're trying not to make jokes in your head. That's not right. But you don't know anybody there. So you're in the choir loft, and everybody can see you. It's terrible. So you look down, and all of a sudden, a cell phone starts. Oh, and you're trying not to laugh because it's not funny. And the lady, you kind of scan the audience, who's got the cell phone at a funeral? Who's got that? Okay, so she finally finds it in her purse and she goes running out. She had to answer it, I guess. Anyway, so I'm thinking maybe I should be cremated, and then I think, no, I'm going to get the casket, okay, and I'm going to buy a cell phone. And I'm going to have the cell phone in with me. And then I'm going to pay a kid to phone me halfway through the funeral. And then everybody there will say, is that you? No, shut it off, shut it off. I'm thinking, wouldn't that be fun? Oh, and then I think, well, why do I go to funerals now? Other than sing, well, I think, okay, maybe I just like lunch. So I think I want to eat the lunch that I've paid for. So I'm going to have a little door open on the side, and they can just throw the lunch in with me. And, you know, that fruitcake, it lasts 300 years. I want a fruitcake. I want a fruitcake. And then I think, well, why should I get a wood coffin when I could just go with chocolate? I want a world chocolate coffin and me and the fruitcake in there. That's what I want. Okay, I've got this all planned, because lots of people don't plan for the funeral, but I'm ready. Okay, so then I start thinking, after the fruitcake's gone, in 300 years, what happens if somebody digs me up? They'll be looking at this very large chocolate saying, no wonder North Americans had a tough time, you know, with their weight. They eat chocolates this big. And then when they cut me open, here's what's going to be the interesting part. Is it going to be a soft center or crunchy, you think? I don't know. I know my husband will have the nuts in his. Okay, other than that. Okay, yeah, okay. Any shoppers here? Oh, I love going shopping. I used to like going shopping in the West. Today is a special day for you. It's your founders. It's my daughter's birthday today. I phoned her yesterday, so it's good. She had a big birthday today, but you know, I really like her now. When she was a teenager, it was a little bit iffy. But I did find common ground. We both like to shop. You know, I like to shop when I'm happy, I like to shop when I'm sad, I like to shop when I'm depressed. It's usually because I don't have any money that I'm depressed, but hey, that's what dollar stores are for, you just go. So we would go to West Edmonton Mall. There was always those attractions at West Edmonton Mall, you know, the ice rink and the swimming pool and all that stuff. Yeah, okay, well there's one called the Drop of Doom. Yeah. That's a woman my age wearing spandex and no bra. Anyway, my daughter and I used to go there, and she was always full of like strain. Like she had an attitude problem. I think she learned it in the womb because I was teaching junior high when she was. Anyway, so she would say silly things like, "Oh, why did you name me Crystal?" Oh, Moon Unit Zappa and Dandelion Richardson were gone, so we just kind of went with Crystal. Is that okay? You know, nothing pleases teenagers, but they like it when you go shopping with them and you have the money and they don't. Oh, it's a fun, fun day. So when you go into the stores, and you don't go to any stores that you like, no, you go into stores she likes. She likes La Senza. Ooh, you know that one? Yeah, okay. La Senza me the bill. Actually, La Senza me the bill. And I would go in there, and there would be, you know, all these other mothers, and we'd make like a little wallflower line, and we'd get to exchanging phone numbers. It was great, and we made a lot of friends that way. And then I see my daughter going into the change room, and I turned to my new friend and I said, "Did you see what she had? She had a thong. And I don't mean flip-flops for your feet, no. That was thong underwear. to you. And I started worrying, like, what do you use as a feminine hygiene product when you're wearing a thong? Like a very absorbent string, perhaps? I don't know. But we start making songs up. We've been there so long because our children have to try on everything. And here's your part here. Your part is bum, 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 bum. Can you handle that? Okay? Bum, bum. Okay, when I point at you, you're going to sing it. And we sing Wild String. Bum, 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 bum. You make my heart sing. Bum, 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 bum. You make everything. Bum, 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 bum. Like groovy. Bum, 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 bum. Do you remember when you were a kid and you put that blade of grass between your fingers and you blew? I just kind of wondered, is that the sound you make when you pass wind wearing a thong? Ladies, it's been a real pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. Do you want this back?
No, I'm just going to say thank you, Susan. That was delightful.
Thank you. I'll send it to my daughter.
Happy birthday.
It's great. So you know how old you are by how old your kid is. Isn't that right? Yeah. And then she produced twins, so she's my very favorite girl.
Don't forget your books over here.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I have to clean the whole room when everybody else is gone. Sorry.
Bum, 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 bum.